So, welcome into the third space. Whatever time of the day you're joining us, it's really great that you have chosen to honor yourself and honor your own sense of presence, as well as coming into the presence of divine love at this time. Very, very welcome. At the time of recording, it's quite a warm evening, and so probably not going to make it too long tonight. And it's our last one for 2024 of Sacred Stillness. So yeah, I'm really rapt that you can be here. And yeah. Tonight I wanted to, or today, whenever you're watching, I wanted to share something with you. And it's from the ancient texts. And it's some words that Jesus spoke when he was here on the earth. I'm just going to find here it is here. Yeah, it was some words that Jesus spoke that have been really resonating with me. And I feel that they are words that are appropriate for this time of the year, for this season of Christmas. And so I'm going to share these words with you a few times, so you'll hear me here. And I want to talk about them just for a minute or two before we start our meditation practice. So these are the words of Jesus. He said, "Shalom, I leave you. My shalom I give to you, but not as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled or afraid." And I just love these words. And I feel that at this time of the year, shalom is a really important and beautiful word that we can embrace and move into. So shalom is a Hebrew word, and for those who haven't heard me talk about it before, shalom is the Hebrew word for peace. And in English, we often think about peace being the absence of conflict, and it is that, but in the Hebrew and in the, probably Jesus spoke Aramaic, and so, it was this incredible sense. The word shalom communicated so much more than the absence of conflict. And it was, shalom is a profound way of being. Or it can be a way of living, a sense of the presence of divine love that floods us and encompasses all of who we are. When we think about the absence of conflict, or when we think about conflict, fear is what drives conflict. And I believe that when Jesus spoke these words of my shalom I give you, my peace I give you, he was wanting us to understand that there is no fear in this form of peace. There's no fear in this way of being, in this almost like living in a realm that is ruled by shalom. And I was reflecting as I thought about this practice. I was reflecting that, Jesus came into this world as a child, as a baby. And in doing that, there was this communication that we didn't need to fear God coming in this form and in this way. And so this expression of divine love through this child is not a threat to us. And I was thinking about how conflict can be an internal sense, like an internal sense of a nervous system dysregulation, where our brain, our mind and our brain are in fight flight, and in operating in fear, and how shalom is a way of being that is fully peaceful, that the nervous system is not reacting, is not becoming elevated or dysregulated or out of, we're not, becoming triggered, I guess, into that place of fear, but by, I guess, receiving that gift of shalom that Yeshua or Jesus offers, we can learn not to live in fear and to be troubled and anxious in our being. And so the gift of these words, I'll share them again. Jesus saying, Shalom I leave you, my shalom I give you, but not as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. So tonight, as we move into our practice, I invite you to allow your protective mechanisms to just melt away and to really receive that gift of shalom into your very being. So let's begin. Settling into our comfortable postures. And just doing a quick scan of our body and noticing where we're a bit uncomfortable or where we're not symmetrical, or where there's parts of our body that are calling for our attention, which in this warmth could be our whole body calling for our attention. But just beginning to notice the breath, the gift of the breath, the gift of the breath of life and the life breath. Noticing the flow. Noticing. We're just going to signal some safety to our bodies so that we can really receive shalom. We can receive the gift of peace that is offered to us. So taking a deep breath in. And when we exhale gently and slowly, turning our chin towards our right shoulder. And gazing over our shoulder with our eyes, whether they're open or closed, whatever feels safe for you in this moment. Noticing any resistance in the body or the soul. As we take a deep breath in, just noticing that area of resistance, not being critical in our self-talk, but just observing it. Taking a deep breath in, and as we exhale, slowly and gently moving our head and face and chin all the way through center across to the left shoulder, gazing over the shoulder. Noticing any stretch in the back of the eyes. Noticing any sensations in the body. Noticing any resistance, perhaps in the neck or shoulders. Taking a deep breath in and slowly and gently exhaling and moving back to center. As we continue to notice our breath, notice the flow in and out of our bodies. For the next few breaths, we're going to breathe out deeply. So from the very bottom of our bellies, from the bottom of our diaphragms, after we take the deep breath in, we're going to exhale. And as we do so, I invite you to imagine exhaling any troubled thoughts. I invite you to imagine yourself exhaling any worries from the day, from the past. I invite you to exhale any tension that you might feel in your bodies. Taking that deep breath in and a double breath, taking a bit more. Now really exhaling, let it go as quick or slow as you like. And again, breathing in and a bit more. And a big exhale and a big sigh. Let's do that again, a couple more times at our own pace. Breathing in when you're ready and exhaling and sighing, whatever it is that you need to do to release the trouble of the day or yesterday. Releasing. This is a time of safety for your body and the nervous system, for your spirit, soul, your thoughts, your imagination. Now is a time of safety. Perhaps your body is signaling to you that you need to release some more energy or some more tension. So just as we continue in our flow of breath, I invite you to roll or shake or give the hands and fingers a bit of a shake, whatever it is that you need to do, just to move that sense of, discomfort or tension or anxiety out. Move it out. Move it out. I need to shake your head a bit. Whatever it is, just creating that safe place in the body and in the nervous system. Yielding to the yawns, releasing the sighs. You can do this at any time of the day or night. Really releasing. Sometimes we need to release in order to create some space within our being to receive shalom. Jesus said, "Shalom, I leave you. My shalom I give you, but not as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled or afraid. Shalom." As we continue in a beautiful flow of breath, in and out and in, we begin to observe the thoughts crossing our mind, observing, noticing, almost like we were watching a TV screen. perhaps with words running along the bottom of the screen, subtitles. However you can see or hear the thoughts in your mind, notice them. Notice the tone. Perhaps the subtitles are in bold. Perhaps they're in capitals if you're seeing words. Perhaps the thoughts are loud, or maybe not loud, maybe quiet. Just observing the thoughts, noticing them, and then releasing. Just as we released the breath, we released the sigh, we released the yawn. Let's release the thoughts. Releasing the troubles. Or maybe the distractions. Maybe today we're in a place of peacefulness and we are not troubled too much. That's okay. Let's go into a deeper realm of peacefulness. Noticing the tone of the internal voice and allowing that voice to fall quiet. Our mind is in the control center of our nervous system. We can receive Shalom into our mind. We can receive Shalom into our body. We can receive Shalom into our hearts. We can receive Shalom into our spirits and connect with divine love. We can receive the peace that we are offered. We can trust our intuition that this is a safe time and a safe place. And the gift that we are offered is given from the place of the deepest, unimaginable love, of divine love, of the same love that created the cosmos. A love that extends to beyond the stars. We can receive peace from that love. We receive Shalom with every breath we take, breathing that into our very bodies, nourishing every cell, every fiber, every element of our soul. We receive it with every breath. imagining the peace flowing down over our bodies, even as we imagine and we sense the gravity flowing. Gravity brings peace, brings stability and safety. We yield to it, noticing its flow over our heads, flowing down over our face, every part, every muscle, every micro muscle, over our forehead, around our eyes, over our nose, down our cheeks, flowing from our ears, down our jaw to our chin. Where we've been living or thinking or behaving out of that fear, and we hold it in our muscles, in our body, and in our face. We release, we let it go. And in return, we receive shalom, allowing it to flow down from the very back of our heads, down our neck and shoulders, flowing down, yielding, yielding because we are loved, because we are precious. Feeling the air as it flows in through our nose, down our throat, deep into our bodies, deep into the core of our bodies. We notice our bellies and our diaphragms. Are they tense and tight? And with the breath out, we release that. We release any tension in our bellies. Receiving that flow of peace that comes with the gravity flowing over our bodies and the air flowing into our bellies. Receiving shalom, receiving the gift given to us. Becoming aware as we sit in the belly of our bodies, as our conscious awareness moves to becoming aware of our spirit, that spark of the divine in each one of us. And as we pause in our thinking and in our imagination, in our sensing, in that part of us that is our intuition as well, as we sit there, we allow it to begin to expand, just like the lungs expand as they receive the air. We allow our awareness, our spirit consciousness to gently expand, expanding with the peace that goes beyond understanding, expanding with the knowing that we are loved. Sensing the presence of shalom sensing and receiving the freely given gift. Perhaps noticing any areas of resistance and being ever so gentle and ever so kind in our self-talk through our internal voice. Reminding ourselves that we are safe, that there is no fear in love. Perfect love pushes out all fear. Jesus said, "Shalom, I leave you. My shalom I give to you, and not as the world gives." Do not let your heart be troubled or afraid. As we sit in this space and time of shalom, of peace, perhaps we might breathe this word, breathing in, shalom, breathing out, long, breathing in, shalom, long. Allowing shalom to infuse us. Releasing that which does not serve us with the breath out. Making space for this peace that surpasses understanding. A peace that goes beyond our thoughts. And nourishes and loves on us. Noticing the breath. Noticing the flow of the breath of life and the life breath as we breathe in, welcoming that breath. Welcoming that peace. resting, resting. Perhaps at this time, resting and moving into a time of rest is what you need, what your body is calling for. I invite you to do that. I invite you to do that. Stepping out of the space whenever you need to. Holding the words of Jesus as you do this. Shalom, I leave you. My shalom I give to you, but not as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. Be at peace, my friends. Shalom.